Okay, everybody. This is Big Lar here, also known as Jack's Private Coffee Corner. I'm making this video for Samantha's subscribers on Patreon and the Discord channel. I actually started making these videos yesterday. I had 2 of them done, but then I realized my iPhone was on the 4K video setting and I ran out of space on my phone. What can you do? So I'm making everything over today. Let's see. First things first. Some confusion over Jack's Private Coffee Corner versus Big Lar. Why Big Lar? Well, if you ever met me, you'd realize I'm 6'4", which is about 190 centimeters, and I weigh 250, 260. What's that? I don't know. Somewhere between 115 kilograms up to 120 kilograms. So I'm kind of a large human being. So for some reason, everyone I meet, they just eventually call me Big Lar. So I just thought Big Lar would be a good place to start. Jack's Private Coffee Corner, where'd that come from? I'm sorry, I just got up here and, I'm drinking, I'm not one of these guys who's drinking coffee. I don't know if you can see here, I've actually got fresh squeezed summer oranges here in Japan. Gotta be healthy, huh? Part of my detox program. Okay. I probably look really tired, but hey, what can you do? I just got up and I want to make these videos. I couldn't do it yesterday. Let's see. I'm going to make a series of videos here, and I'll have to keep them all under 15 minutes. For some reason with my iPhone, if I keep it under 15 minutes, it's very easy to upload to YouTube. And if it's over 15 minutes, there's something about YouTube videos. I actually have my account set so that I can make videos of any length, but I just haven't figured out how to get my iPhone to accept that. So anyway, I'll keep everything under 15 minutes. This first video here is just, who am I kind of thing. Okay, Jack's Private Coffee Corner. How did I get that? Well, that's a kind of a long story. I'll give you the quick version, which may not seem too quick. I was living in Malaysia with my family. I have 3 kids, 3 boys, and my wife. Only one wife. And my kids and I were talking about making a YouTube channel. What should we do? What should we do? Well, we had kind of developed this weekly habit. Actually, 2 to 3, sometimes 4 times a week, we would all go to this coffee shop called Frank Laurent Coffee Roasters in Malaysia, Penang Island, actually. That's where we were. And that was just a way to get us out of the house, be in a different environment. And then because I found through the years that when my wife and I would go to coffee shops, we would sometimes have these great conversations and figure all this stuff out in our lives. So I thought, well, we should invite our kids along, and then we'll do this several times a week, and we'll just see what happens. So we would take our kids to this coffee shop. We'd sit there and drink espresso or cappuccino or whatever, and just talk. And we had a pretty great life in Malaysia. Lots of free time, so we could easily do this on a regular basis. Anyway, so here we're doing these, weekly, 2, 3, 4 times a week at night coffee shop family talks, I guess you'd call them. And during that same time, we're trying to figure out what could we do for a YouTube channel. Now, my youngest son is a very interesting character. He's very funny. He doesn't realize how funny he is. He's probably going to be a comedian someday, I'm guessing. He just doesn't know it. We kind of know it, though. So we told him, hey, if we could do a video channel, with you just being yourself, being goofy, people probably would send enough money that you could buy Legos every week, or at least every month. And he thought that was cool, but didn't want to be in a video. So we kind of, gave him a hard time and said, hey, you got to do this. We'll help you. No, I don't want to do it. Okay, then what's plan B? And he said, we could have a channel called Jack's Private Coffee Corner. And I thought, man, that's a great idea. I think he was about 7 at the time when he thought of that. Yeah, Jack's Private Coffee Corner. That sounds awesome to me. And he said, well, could we do it at the Frank Laurent Coffee Roasters place? Well, I don't think they're going to appreciate us going to their coffee shop, videotaping a couple times a week. Okay, we'll do it at our house. And we lived in a big condo at that time, had lots of space, but we couldn't get the lighting just right, And I didn't have an iPhone then. I had a Samsung, and it was just, the lighting just, I was just so disappointed with how the lighting worked out that we never did it. Anyway, my kids, they love Legos, and they built this Lego set, and they called it Jack's Private Coffee Corner, and then they populated it with these superheroes, and they even made a little Lego figurine that looked like me being the interviewer, so that was pretty cool. So I've always had in my mind Jack's Private Coffee Corner. That's a great name, what to do with it. So I went on, I got Gmail, Jack's Private Coffee Corner at Gmail. I got that. I've got the Twitter handle for it. And let's see. Oh, and I went on Patreon thinking that, okay, we don't have anything, but I'll just get the name on Patreon and get it all set up, sort of, just the storefront. And so when I joined up with Sam on Patreon, with Samantha, I was just sort of funneled into using my Jack's Private Coffee Corner Patreon account. So that's how that happened there. So now I'm going to just start putting up videos under the Jack's Private Coffee Corner YouTube thing that I've got. So that's where that came from. Anyway. And the funny thing is when my kids and I, I should say my youngest son, he came up with Jack's Private Coffee Corner. I got to give that guy credit. At that time, this is like 3 years ago, I don't remember seeing anyone on YouTube drinking coffee doing videos. And that was going to be our thing. Like we would sit there with coffee and talk to people, and they could have tea or whatever they wanted. Or like I'm doing here, this freshly squeezed summer oranges here in Japan. And then I started to notice there were certain YouTubers talking about cryptocurrencies, and then they're, hey, I got my coffee, everybody, look at this, I went to this place, this convenience store, and got my coffee. Maybe they'll sponsor me. I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Actually, I think the guy's pretty cool. But he's just a good example, right? And that's just kind of one of the... My kids and I do a lot of voices, so that's just one voice that gets used once in a while. Hey. Anyway, so then I noticed several people always had their cup of coffee talking about cryptocurrencies, and I was like, oh, shit. Now I can't use, Jack's Private Coffee Corner. That's great, but now I've got to change. And then I thought, well, I'm in Japan now. Been in Japan the last year and a half. I was in Japan for many years before our Malaysia adventure. And then I thought, well, I could use green tea, Japanese green tea. Wouldn't that be awesome? But Jack's Private Japanese Green Tea Corner doesn't sound as good as Jack's Private Coffee Corner, right? And anyway, so that's all that. And I've taken about 10 minutes already explaining that kind of crap. Let's see. So I'm going to make a series of videos for the folks on Sam's Patreon and Discord here. I've got some notes. I've got several things that I could make videos of right now. Some very interesting things. I think maybe it would help people out. So this is just my introductory video. I'm going to stop this now, and then I'm going to start it and do some other videos. Okay, so I hope you liked it. This is Big Lar signing off on his first video for all of you.